So today we gonna paint with a purpose.
Hey,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? I ain't never painted with a purpose before.
Yo.
And, I be painting, but for real, I be getting on myself. Like, I was painting with Tony one time, and I was just like, I just never finished it because I didn't like it.
What?
So I wanted to bring you here. Yeah, I be hard, you know what I mean? So I wanted to bring you here so that you could share what you do, like your gift in the world, so people can learn more about you, and also so that we can highlight just some meaningful parts of our journey. So, my name's Terrence Harris. We here on behalf of Bari Boutique. We sponsored by Canvas with the equipment. You know what I mean? We brought to you by Still Growing. It's a thing. It's a collaborative thing. So I want you to just introduce yourself and all that.
It still feel like I'm still growing special.
You know what I mean?
Peace. I'm Sheen Anthony, also known as a multidimensional creative being. And today, as the artist, because we like to go into some multidimensional art.
Yeah.
I think the main part that I want to share with you before we even start is that like life is a canvas. So ultimately, when you're looking at your perspective, just allow yourself to flow within what you're creating. Like allow the colors to speak to you as well, and let the intention flow instead of just like what I'm about to make. Oh my god.
That you just said it. You just connected the canvas of life to my intimidation from it. Is like I've always thought of my life of this thing that needs to come out perfect until I started, honoring self, going on my healing journey and things of that nature. Like I used to be very critical about the outcome of life. So I can see how that's a connecting through line with why I get so critical about what
because you looking at the zone and it's just like, oh my god, all this space. What I'm about to do with it? What color I'm about to put on here? Is it gonna look right? Is it gonna be perfect? It's just like the journey isn't perfect. Like it just flows. Like, but I think the best thing is to start with some white. Yeah. Just so that when you get able to just smooth it on out, and then when you add your colors, kind of like you can blend them, you can do all types of things. But like that's my suggestion as far as the flow, the guidance of it all. But other than that, it's a canvas. So you gotta create. You gotta go through the challenges. You gotta expand. You gotta accept what you create at the end of the day.
And I have a few questions, and I want to use these questions to form the intention of what's going to hit this canvas, but also align principles that I know that you can speak directly to because of just the great sense of self knowledge and knowing of self that you have right on that journey. So I do want to highlight too, though, like this is like our third conversation. This is gonna be our third drawing. I know it's the first drawing at the Newports.
Yeah.
Then we had Red.
Oh yeah, the next one. Red. Oh, this is the third one.
So this is the third one.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen the other episodes, I'll clip them in there. I'll add a little link so you can just see how his journey has developed, how my journey has developed, and how a lot of the synergy that you'll see here today aligns. So you mentioned using white first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you the question before I even touch a paintbrush.
Okay.
All right. So this question is about identity and healing, right? So on your Instagram, there's a note that says, "Not being you is the biggest lie to yourself," right? That's like the first thing you're going to see when you get to Sheen's page. So what I want to ask is, in your experience, how does reclaiming your true identity actually show up as healing in the body, the mind, and in daily life? So we can break that down. Like, we're going to flow and glow, so you don't need me to reiterate or represent the question, feel fine, but that's the question. You could even just start by explaining, why did you put that? Not being you is the biggest lie to yourself. I want to start here.
So that message, you gotta get the water. You gotta get the water and put that white up on there. That's probably the best way to start. But yeah, I think not being you is the biggest lie to yourself is something that I came to realize when I felt like I wasn't allowing myself to have the space to create. And I think ultimately I got stuck into like a cycle of doing what was comfortable for everyone else. Also just like kind of honoring the energy that was around me, but actually not embodying the energy. Like I actually felt like it wasn't a part of me. It was something that I was just experiencing from everyone else. It's like going into a space and everybody like happy, but you're not as happy. So then like,
wow, yeah, I definitely had one of those moments.
When
you said that, it clicked. I'm like, oh yeah, definitely been there.
It's like you're not feeling the best, but you see everybody else experiencing it, and it's just like gradually you might some of that energy might start to get onto you, or it might be a little more difficult. So I think I started to recognize that I wasn't fully being myself. Like I wasn't fully accepting the embodiment of who I am, and a part of it I think was remembering. So when I said like not being you is the biggest lie to yourself, I had to recognize what are the things that align with me, and I got more of that space when I did get fired from that job because I was able to just like sit with myself, like, what do you want to create? What do you want to do? And I think that kind of just that was the beginning. Like that was literally the beginning for me to accept that I can create more than what I think it is, and I can also be in the existence of myself and not feel like I have to be anything outside. I think really being anything outside of yourself, it feels like a lie. So I'm like, how can I not lie? How can I be my most honest, authentic self? And I feel like that was really just like finding my being and accepting who I am. But I had to find it at that time. It was something like going through the creativity and allowing myself to experience a lot more than what I already done, and then be like, oh, this is more than allowing myself than what I thought was or what I was copying.
Yo. And so as you just told me that, because I've never asked you about your bio before. So now that you just said that, it helps me understand how you were able to help guide me through that chapter, right? I think we all might go through that chapter frequently. Like you go your high school self and your college. So I think that naturally develops. But what I gain from you is a deep sense of knowing what will be the the self that you're gonna nurture infinitely, not just in this lifetime, but it's rooted in something that's greater and larger than yourself and more expansive than just your lifetime here. So it's like that's where I was when you re-entered my life was like defining my legacy or my essence. What was I gonna be in this world when I wasn't gonna be in this world no more? You know what I mean? And that was something that I knew what I wanted, but I was challenged in my reality, looking in the mirror every day, like you're not actually embodying that fully. Like there's moments when you shining in it and then you're sharing it and like you're getting the compliments of it, you're getting the criticisms of it. But like where does the truth lie within you as far as how that path is revealing itself and um, how determined you are to see it through. So thank you for like articulating it that way. I want to ask you too though, like, because I don't think I've ever really asked you this directly, but how did you like come from that space of like the negative self talk, or maybe not the negative self talk, the lie? Like, how did you come out of the lie? Because I'm starting to notice, I'm like, okay, that's like your gift. You help people like come out of the lie. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the root of it. A lot of the times, it's like the truth. Yeah. So what was that chapter of your life like? I don't think I've ever really like locked in with you and asked like, what was? I remember you showed me a song one time of the Sheen before the Sheen we know today, but like. I just want to hear your interpretation of where you were at that time. I've never listened to that.
Honestly, I think it was very like giving like high school energy. Like when you're in school, I think you're not given that much space to really like become
or learn yourself, learn how you learn.
You just focusing on remembering other people's knowledge, what they're claiming to be knowledge,
right?
And
what they claim to be knowledge, right?
And this is what they claim to be knowledge, and you're just literally remembering it, regurgitating it, just so you can get a grade. And it's like you kind of lose a sense of like what is the line for you, what do you like, like what do you want to do, and then they start shifting it in high school, like, well, you got to do if you're going to do something, you got to do something that's going to make money. And it's like now we all looking on the computer with what job.
Yo, you just took that out of my head. Like you don't even be looking for what you like to do. You look for the job and the pay rate.
Literally,
that's literally how they have.
The only money I knew at that time was Monopoly money. Right. So now I'm trying to find out how much of this Monopoly dollars that I was
work. How much I want to make the rest of my life. I'm 18 trying to afford them.
Like what for 5 years? When you knew 5 years, you knew 10 years. It was like. Alive.
Yeah.
But like
that's the focus.
That was the main focus. But then it's like, okay, well, if I'm gonna be alive, then what I'm supposed to be doing while I'm alive. And it's just like I think you shifting, like them just gradually shifting our energy into what's gonna make us money, what's gonna be successful in the eyes of society, essentially kind of just you lose your identity. Yeah. Like you start to make your identity become the lie.
Yeah,
the illusion. Yeah, it's like that's a part of it. So for me, it's like it was a part of me that I was going to school and I looked at what they offered and I was like, the only thing I feel like I would want to learn more of is cooking because I'm thinking about legacy. I'm thinking about longevity. Like I'm going to cook for myself. I'm going to cook for my wife, for my husband, or whoever. I'm going to cook for my kids. I'm gonna cook food for everybody because my love friends like show up, right? You know, so it's like that energy kind of made me feel like if I'm open to the experience that I'm going to cultivate longevity wise, then I'm gonna just choose this. But then after a while, it was like I'm gonna just be stuck in this box, like this is it. Like I'm just
that's what I'm saying, right? The rest of my life, like this,
my whole life, I'm just getting out of the school. Then I go to college, so then that I got a scholarship to go in there, and it's like I wanted to take a break. Like I'm like, can I just hold this scholarship that I won? I want a half tuition scholarship. Can I just hold this and wait until I go into the school? They're like, no, you gotta use it right now. So I'm like, okay, now I gotta go 2 more years of school. After this, I'm gonna be free. Type shit. But was I free? Because now I'm working. So now I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna just keep working. And then I got to a point where I was like, what am I working for? What am I working towards? Am I saving something? Like I got liabilities to pay for it? It's only the liabilities that I'm creating. Okay. So then what am I about to do? Like what like after this it's like what am I gonna do with this money? And it started to make me feel like I wasn't allowing myself to experience the fullness of life. And at that point I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to use this money for something, I'm going to use it for something that's flowing into like legacy, longevity. If it don't have that, if I can't see it for a long term, then I'm just going to start letting things go. Like, and some of them things kind of fell away before I even decided that I was going to like let them go. I feel like the job just happened. The business that I was running at the time, I was helping people with health and wellness. That just like fell apart. Like it started to go on Zoom because everybody was getting scared with the corona and stuff. So it was just like I'm gonna just focus on myself, and I think honestly that allowed me to have the space to accept that when you really going into yourself, you're able to acknowledge your own truth and not the truth of others that have been placed onto you.
You said pick 3.
Yeah, before your canvas dry, cause you gotta get it while it's in.
Oh, while it's still a little wet.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah. So you don't want.
I thought I was waiting for it to dry.
No, because it's already white. Mine's on already drying, so I'm adding a little more white. But yeah, you're gonna pick 3 colors that you feel like are aligned with you. And
is there a particular? Nope, I'm not going to answer that.
I mean, look, I'm just. I have a suggestion, but it's up to you.
Okay, what's the suggestion? Because we are here to learn.
Okay, so my suggestion would be I will put 1 color here, I will put 1 color here, and I'll put 1 color here.
Okay.
And then I would just bring it around town.
Okay.
And it's like whatever you want to do. So you don't have to do it around. You could do it like how you was doing like horizontal, But like I would start with that because you got your white in the middle. Whatever, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, that's my suggestion. So I do want to like dive a bit more deeper into that last question, right? How does what we just talked about as far as reclaiming your true identity, how does that show up in the body, the mind, and your daily life, right? I'm asking for your sake. Like, how have the practices and the journey that you've been on, have you recognized that healing in your body, in your mind, and in your daily life?
All right. So the mind was first for me. I felt like some of the things that we just talked about pertain to the mind. So I basically gave my mind away. That's what it felt like. It felt like my mind was given to the first world that I entered in, and I wanted to kind of acknowledge that I didn't have control of my whole mind. Like I had to be accountable for the fact that I was influenced. My mind was influenced by some of the things that I encountered, and that could have been just like that could have been trauma, that could have been school, that could have been work, like whatever those societal things that I kind of just grounded into my mind to make it seem like this is who I am. Yeah, I had to really like look at those conditional things. And then from there, I think I was able to acknowledge things that I needed to relearn, relearn, but also things I needed to unlearn. And I think it's different for everybody, but like for myself, it really was like the habits, the way that I was talking to myself, I think that was contributing to my subconscious mind. So like some of that old music that you was talking about, I think was just literally a projection of what was put out into the world as if like this was successful music. So it was like
For sure.
that was not anything that I was proud of. It's not nothing I would be like, I'm listening to this. But it was definitely something that I was helping me like learn and be creative in the first place.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
But like once I got to a point of like acknowledging my just like poetry and like the intentionality with words, I think I got more intentional when it came to like what message I want to share. And these are all attributes that help me build my mindset. Like I feel like poetry was definitely a main contributor to building my mindset, but also being intentional with what I wanted to release. So that was also in the unlearning process. Like this, just like if it was just like anger or just like my own inner frustration, or even like when I like talking about sexual assault or like sexual trauma and stuff like that. Like I just had to have the space to like get all of that out and alchemize it. And at this point, it's like I feel like I vaulted some of those pieces because I feel like poetry really healed me in those areas. But that was pertaining like the way that I was thinking about myself, the way I wanted to exist in the world, like the way that the emotions that affected myself. Like, because if you're not alchemizing it properly, I think it will harm you more than you think. Um, so yeah, I think that was kind of more sort of things that I've done. Like I think all of the creative things that I was doing was helping me recondition my mind, like really unlearn some things so I could know where I'm about to restart.
Why you squeeze the brush?
I'll just get some of that water out of there.
Oh, is that bad?
Well, it's just like if you put too much water, and then your colors gonna start to get real like murky.
Oh, okay, word.
You know.
Okay,
So it's all depending on what you're going for. But if you're going for like a blend, you're gonna get a little water.
Yeah, see, I started seeing. I was like, I felt called to blend it a little. That's what you just said. I was like, it's okay.
Yeah, because you can start off with them joints, and then you can like add a little bit of water and then blend it on in there. But you just gotta be mindful. Get your red, get your orange.
Right.
That's gonna blend. But then that yellow, you gotta be careful because you can take over that yellow real easy. Like,
yeah, you say yellow means like
be gone.
it'll be gone by the time.
Like, what yellow?
Okay. I know I wanted to use this sparkle joint.
Okay. Yeah, that's my first time seeing that. I don't know what kind of consistency that joint is.
We're gonna see. You said it's about, like you said, the canvas part, you don't always know, like,
right,
how that shit gonna go. So this actually kind of goes into the next segment very well because, now we're adding colors and stuff and giving some, and you mentioned about poetry, you started talking about creativity.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually lends to my next question. And wow, so creativity as medicine, right? So that's what we're gonna do. Creativity as medicine.
The eclipse.
Yeah, I know. But you started talking about the body as well, right? I mean, we can continue to expound on it, right? If you want to talk about the mind and daily practice, the body and daily practices a little more, for sure.
I'll find a way to blend it in.
Oh, we live. Go ahead.
Oh, we live, baby?
Yeah,
okay. Well, then there's the body.
Yeah.
I think that's when I started getting more intentional with food. Like, definitely, like, what am I eating?
Chill.
I'm like, let me just make sure I'm not gluttonous. Like, because it's like, I understand.
The food be making you feel bad, so at some point you do be asking, like, wow, I feel like this.
Exactly. Like, what did I put in my body? Like, and that made me start thinking about a lot of things. Like, just when you start thinking about just the topic of putting something in your mouth, it's like, what am I putting in my mouth? Like, like this is one of the most like I feel like
private places in your body.
Of your body, like for sure. So it's like, what are you putting inside of your body? And I think that's what made me more conscious of like when I started to become vegan, and then just now like a monetarian. just acknowledging that like I'm optimizing the food at the end of the day. But I'm also being intentional with how much of that I'm putting in my food. So I'm putting in my mouth, like, cause like red meat, I don't see myself doing too much. Chicken was the first one to go. Every now and then, I feel like I treat my body as an altar. So like every now and then, if I feel called, then it's a possibly, but majority of the time it's like nah. Like I really gotta like honor your body. Like I feel like I started to honor my body as a temple, and that was in my. I had changed my mind, like because I at one point I really thought I was a straight carnivorous. So it was like,
Yeah.
if I eat vegan, I'm gonna die. Like I'm just like, how am I gonna survive? And I just think it started to help me just change my mindset on why was I even thinking like that? Why was I conditioned like that? Like in the first place, what made me think that? What is it just family? Is it school? Was like what made me think like this was the only way to eat, and if I eat any other kind of way, I'm done. Like it should not.
That shit dramatic when you
It's
say
yeah,
that.
it is because it's like you when you do try a different lifestyle or a different way of eating, you like that was not true. Like it's just, it's like why did I even think that? That was actually out of time. So I think that was also a main contributor, and then also like it's pertaining to other things that I'm putting on my body, it would be like drugs. Like, and I'm talking about drugs. I'm definitely talking about pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Like, them just like, because I'm like, I don't think I'm about to be having no vaccines if you told me that
Side
you
effects.
gave, right, if you, yeah, right, if you told me all the side effects, you told me all the things that's in there, and told me that you have a background of where this came from, of basically infiltrating the body with melanated people, because it's honestly something that's going to keep, passed down. It's like it has a patent on it. It's just different joints, and I'm just like,
Too many red flags.
it's too many red flags. Like you literally are showing commercials that show you like, oh yeah, this is gonna help your body, it's gonna help you heal. It's just the same thing like they do with vaccines. It's gonna help you heal. You're not helping this, and then later on tell you, oh yeah, that was actually the cause of it. Oh, actually, what you was trying to get rid of. Oh no, it was inside of what you got injected with. Like what? And it go IV right into your bloodstream.
Right.
Oh, and then gonna tell you, oh, you have something. Like, oh, of course you have it now.
Right.
It's like it's in your body.
Now, that's what my pops be saying. He was at the hospital the other day. He said, man, I feel like the test getting me sicker.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like we got common sense. We is not none like we. I know common sense is not as common, but I think we have a natural ability to tune in. It's like source. It's like intuition. You know that was not something that you want to get, but because you're conditioned, because it's been something that's constantly said, like, oh yeah, you gotta get this, or they're gonna emotionally manipulate you while you get there. Well, do you have anyone that is 55 or 65 in your household? Oh yes, it's for them. Make sure that they don't get sick. And it's like now you are like, oh yeah, sure. And then it's like now you're
that.
You're right. It's like, oh, you're right. You're right. That's exactly what I did. It's like, oh, my grandma. I don't want to kill my grandma, so I'm just gonna poison my body. Like it just So I just think it's just I added that in the layer of being conscious of what I'm putting in my body and what conditioning is in my mind that made me believe these things. Basically, I started questioning a lot of things. Like that, all of these things led to my spirit because it's like once I became more intentional with what I was putting in my body, once I became more intentional about what I'm watching, what I'm viewing, like I don't really watch TV as much. It's like if I feel a call, it's probably because there's a message in there to receive. Like, but other than that, it's like what am I putting in my mind? What narratives am I being controlled by or influenced by? And once all of those things became very clear, that's when I wanted to make the decision to live in truth, and be able to share like truth. Not saying that my truth is the only truth, but being open to receiving everyone's truth.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. You see? Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
You got my check too?
He said, I don't know about that.
Yeah, okay, good.
Man.
But yeah. That's that.
So then the last one would be daily habits.
Daily habits.
Yeah.
Oh. Daily habits. Well, creating is always a daily habit.
Okay.
I
want you to lean in on that because that ain't everybody's day to day.
That's true. You gotta make time. So my message of the day was, if joy feels distant in your life, it's probably because you're not prioritizing time to love on you. I really feel like that's something that we need to make time for. Like creativity should be just as productive as going to a job
or whatever, right?
Yeah, like whatever it is that we prioritize, like I feel like it should just be, it's important because like you never know what you have to release, express. Like it's really about your intention. So I can say right now that in this space of creating and like talking to you, like having this like safe space, this environment, like I mean, this joint smells good, and we surrounded by person.
You hear me?
Yo, this is the whole vibe.
I thought of you as soon as I got here, my brother. I said, when I get a chance, I'll bring my brother Sheen in here. You did?
I'm like, yo. But like, even in being in that type of space, it's like I can say that I feel like at peace, at ease. Like I feel like if I had to get things off my mind, I could. And I feel like it's really about the intention. Like sometimes when we do pain with a purpose, our last one, the intention was what's something that you would like to release through your art. And everyone had that as like a prompt so they could see like what experience they would have. So I think one of my daily habits would be just creating, whether that is a painting, whether that's journaling, whether that's just like releasing my thoughts, whether that's just contacting someone such as yourself or someone that I truly trust and feel connected to, that I can share my truth with. Because it's like if you're not sharing your truth, then it's like I feel like you're not really giving yourself the space to live in it. Like in some way, shape, or form, you're gonna have to share it, And I think having those people that you feel like you can really share your thoughts with, honestly, like as raw as they are, I think that helps contribute to like authenticity and like being more productive with our day to day.
I didn't know how much I was eroding away my sense of self and worth by not being able to speak openly and freely. Like I thought I just thought I was doing some good by like quieting myself and shrinking in rooms. Like I really thought that was helping me and other people, but then like you said, I was like really, really cooked after a while, not being able to. When I realized, like, man, I'm surrounded in people who don't want to hear what I really got to say. I done surrounded myself in this. Now I don't even feel like I have the space to say what I want to say.
Right.
So that was a really big for me as well, like you said, because I definitely have been through that chapter in my life where it's like everybody getting uncomfortable with what you're saying. You feel like you don't got no space to be there no more. I'm actually having deja vu right now, and I never paint. My God. So I know this. I know I had this deja vu, and I never paint.
Yo! Oh my God. No, that's real though, because there's definitely the moments where it's like, if I can't be myself, then who am I being? That's why not being you is the big about yourself. Who are you being? Who are you being around everyone else? Like,
that's one thing I love about you when I talk to you, bro, that I can talk about how I really feel, and you don't like run away. That's really like one of the things I love about you the most, because I've been in so many conversations where it's like I was in one yesterday, and I was expressing to somebody. I confronted them. I'm like, I said, yo, I see you trying to take my idea, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like, they were trying to talk me down and like get me to not be angry about it. But it's like, oh, I'm not angry or feeling threatened or anything. I'm insulted, number one, and number two, my strength is in confronting you and letting you know that that's not going to fly over here.
Right.
I understand that might be something. I see you. So it's no problem, because I'm gonna create the world that I need to create to sustain me, but I'm not gonna let you get away with that. That was, so it's never no anger. It's never. I needed to let you know that was an insult to my character. I have character, man. I have integrity. So it's like, if you're gonna sit there and do unintegral things in my presence, I'm gonna let you know about it. You feel me? And that's something that most people, that when I share that with them, my uncomfortability, they be like, well, there's room for everybody, and they try to talk me out of my truth. And so that's when I knew. I was like, and I can't hang with y'all neither.
Right.
I can't hang with y'all neither. But you've always been someone who will always confront confront me as well in what I'm sharing. You're not just letting me just vomit all of my feelings out. You asking me questions, and you telling me to ask myself certain questions. That's usually where I have the most breakthroughs, is when you present something like, well, have you been asking yourself this? Have you been showing this for yourself lately? And I'll be like, boom. It's never trying to derail me or try to like. I learned yesterday they're manipulating me. When people are trying to get me to not be angry because it makes them uncomfortable, they're manipulating me because they prioritize conversations that don't have tension in them. They prioritize that more than truth. So there's the truth in the room, and then there's me being comfortable with what you're saying.
Right.
And I'd rather commit to being comfortable with what's being said in the room than the truth.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? So
I'm realizing that too. That's more uncomfortable for me. actually.
What?
Not being in the truth.
Yeah, no, that's like, the first line on your bio. That's the first line in your bio.
Because I understand if you meeting somebody and it's like you may not feel like you could be your full self just yet. But it's like if we really supposed to be connected or like we really sharing space or it's just quality time, it's like if you're not being yourself, then I don't know who you really are. And it's like, how am I even going to address things? Like even when there's time for us to like confront each other, how am I confronting the proper things if you're giving me a lie or giving me an illusion? It's like, then how are you addressing those things within yourself when I'm not in the room? Like, because it's like, you gonna feel comfortable to address that right now? Or like, I understand if you don't have the capacity, but you saying that you not living in that capacity yourself? Like, it's like being in a relationship. I know for myself, no matter who I'm in a relationship with, if you're not prioritizing time to love on yourself, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. Because then where is that going to come from? Do I have to do?
Right. But that's how oh, you know where it's coming from.
Oh, so I'm supposed to be. Oh, I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
Like I'm supposed to be one doing all of the creativity, and it's like, no, I thought like you were gonna prioritize time to love on yourself, and then that way when we get together, we both know how to love on ourselves, and then we can learn how to, do that together as well.
Each other, right?
But like to just depend on one person to do it, is a little crazy. And I think also the living in the illusion is also like enabling. So it's like I'm not about to enable what I don't feel like is us being our authentic selves, So what's that? What's going on right
Trying to dilute it some because I feel like some of the paint water comes with me.
You had to waste that good water.
I didn't want to.
You supposed to put it on the plants. You said dilute the. You thought that the water, because the color of the.
Yeah, it didn't do that. Don't do nothing.
No.
Oh my gosh. More.
We'll be back.
Right. Yeah.
You had to put that water in. I got this water from the bathroom.
I didn't. I was literally not in. I was like, conflicted with doing it the whole time. But I'm like, I'm getting so into my painting now. I'm like, I need these colors to lay flat.
You trying to get in the blend?
Yes. But I do want them to be distinguished as well.
Okay.
Right? Some of them more than others. Okay. So I'm like, thank you for that knowledge because I thought diluting the water would make less of the paint come with the brush. It's like,
well, we are supposed to have paper towels, and I didn't bring those.
We have some.
Cause so basically when you put your brush in the water, you're gonna scrub it at the bottom to get the paint off, and then you use a paper towel to dry it off, but it'll get the rest of the paint off. Look at that. Man. So now one of these go a long way. Okay, this one thick.
Yeah, that's the good one.
Yeah. So when you do get that joint, you push it down at the bottom and get a little shake, and then I'll be like.
You said squeeze it out a little bit.
No. And then you shouldn't have no colors that you
don't get off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the next segment is creativity as medicine. Right?
Oh.
So I'm gonna read this, and I want to give a good shout out to Canvas as well because they're the ones who are providing the equipment here today. You feel me? I don't see the equipment, but. They're the ones who are making this possible, so we want to shout out Canvas. Mm-hmm. And, we want to shout out Still Growing. This question actually is in alignment with Still Growing, so.
Ooh.
At Still Growing. Yeah, right. I'm in a commercial break. I'm going to give you a little commercial in between that part where I stood up. I'm going to put something in there.
Okay.
At Still Growing, we see creativity as a form of care, not just expression. This kind of goes into what you were saying as far as self-care. Ooh. How do dance, sound, or creative rituals help people move through trauma instead of just talking about it?
Ooh! Yeah, be about it. So, right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, for real though. Let's start with dancing.
Yeah.
Because we already talked about the pain. So it's boom, we got that. Also, if you didn't know more about the pain, I'm not sure when it's coming out. Pain with purpose coming up, so. There we go.
Always. Right. There's always pain with a purpose.
At this point, it's once a month at the USA Cafe. Okay, God is blessed us. But other than the art, let's talk about the dance because we just had a whole
we just had a whole dance video yesterday.
What? That was a whole film, a movie. So yeah, in honor of that energy, I believe that Dancing is really a way to release and alchemize energy that is stagnant in the body. So this is also going back to the body topic as well, because it's like ultimately I think I was not really the type to dance as a young boy, but it's something that I think I gradually accepted in my, I guess for lack of a better word, spirituality. Because I think ultimately I started to accept myself just being and being in my truth, and then recognizing that if I can't be in my truth with others, then they living in a lie. It's not just it's affecting me. So I had to be mindful with who I'm being around. So I'm like, who can I be around that we can stay in our truth together?
Yeah.
And it that alone created a space of safety, security within oneself, and like not feeling weird, not feeling like you're being perceived any kind of way other than who you are naturally and what's in your heart. And I think dancing just started to become more like open for me to just like do naturally, like wherever. It don't matter where we at. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna dance. We're gonna make a space. We're gonna make a dance floor out of the space that don't got no music.
I remember when you told me that the first time, like, oh yeah, I wasn't even really into that at first. Yo, if y'all ever meet Sheen, you would think he lied. Because, like he said, he will create a space where, like you said, you can transmute that stagnant energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's not like anybody asking you to be a choreographer. You feel me? Like, I think that's sometimes why people be, what's that word? Like, not trying to. Because they be like, I don't want to, like, somebody to, I don't want to look, dumb.
Yeah, right.
Lack of a better word. Right. But, I truly believe, look, I got my first war scar from the thing.
Oh,
Nah, this is part of it, bro. This is part of it. This is part of it.
No, it is, but you definitely just pull them sleeves up.
Yeah.
Don't get it on still growing. I'm glad that's on something else.
Nah, this is still growing. Oh. Yeah, this is still growing.
All right, but we still.
Yeah.
You said it's part of it.
Yeah, this is a part of it, man. Like you said, the canvas, it has to, it comes with a journey and all the things that go along with it. So I ain't tripping, man. I came here to learn.
No, that's real.
I mean, every time I see that now, I'll be like, man, what the
I was there.
You hear me?
Yeah, but no, that really is like, it's something that it feels like a new experience every time. Like every time I'm dancing, it just feels like, I'm like, wow, that's really, because maybe it's because like who I'm sharing it with, and just like a new environment, but like it really does feel like a new space. But I think honestly, I think I've just learned that dancing became a part of me because it's just freedom and liberation within it. I do feel the ancestors' connection through rhythm and music. So just accepting that more as well. Like the music is always gonna be connected to me. So it's like when I'm dancing, I feel vibration, I feel the frequency, I feel the message. There's a lot of things that I feel like are being conveyed through the body, but mostly it's releasing stagnant energy. Like, I think for men, it's kind of like in the hips a lot because like we don't always be moving our hips. Um, and I think that's just like a lot of the creative energy that's just like stagnant. But then there's also just the ability to not worry about being perceived, like just to be literally free in everything, in every part of you, which I think goes back to how we communicate too. Because like you could be communicating with your body, you having a whole conversation.
Yes.
Enjoying
Yes,
a whole lot.
indeed. Yes, indeed.
Like body language.
I mean, like you said, yesterday was a perfect example, and shouts out to Net, you feel me? Because they brought the whole closer vibe, you know what I mean? Yeah. If you ain't heard it yet, when this come out, I'll make sure I put that in the link, because that's what we've been referring to, and that's just like a part of how our lives is. I mean, shoot, that even gives me a good segue.
That was truth.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was the truth.
Really what be happening. This is not just, oh, we just doing this, we just putting this together.
Nah, like this is our daily lives. We create, we link, we love, right? This is how it really be. So I want to like lean into like sound as well, because you are a sound healer, right? So like, how does sound? Let me rephrase the question so that it's like consistent, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does sound help people move through trauma instead of just talking about it?
How does sound help people move through trauma instead of just talking about it? Well, I do think it's a part of the frequency. Like vibration is more important than we think it is. So I think we're honestly being influenced by vibration even right now. Like our voices carry a certain tone. Like it's like when you talk to somebody, there's a chance that you can tell they're lying because their tone is
Yes.
just like Like I may not know all the way, but I also don't feel like you're as sincere. Like, or this is actually genuinely coming from you because you're about this. Or like, are you just sharing this because of what you see, or are you sharing this because it's some you've experienced? You know, like so. I think like tone and vibration is one thing. What we've been influenced by, or like what we listen to on a day-to-day basis, is definitely another thing because we don't really know like what music we're listening to. Like, we don't know what frequency that music is really on for real. Like how many times are we listening to just like pure frequencies and like how many times are we actually like choosing intentional vibrations to listen to? So I think sound healing has been very intentional for me to have a moment of like peace, serenity, grounding in the body. It honestly is just a reminder to breathe, like just to breathe deeply. Like when the last time you just like really was intentional with your breath, like really sitting in the moment to just be still and just breathe.
All right, I had to do one just now when you were saying that. I snuck one in real right.
Literally. Like, it's not too often because you're moving. You got nothing to do.
Man.
You got nothing to do. Like, when you could just take a moment to just, like, be still and slow down and just breathe, the sound is, like, a reminder of that. It's just on its own. Like, as soon as I hit a sound bowl, it don't really matter, like, which one. I know I could be more intentional with which one I choose, but most of the time, it's going to ground in a centering energy. Like in your heart space and just being like, I'm not breathing. Like,
yo, that'd be the first part. Yeah, you just said it. It'll center you.
yeah.
On like, oh man.
Like you do this all the time. You breathe naturally, whether you know or not. But it's like to intentionally, deeply breathe is a whole nother experience. I think sound kind of like relates to that. Like your natural like circadian rhythm
frequency, right?
Yeah, like literally like you have your own frequency. So it's like to be on the embodiment of your frequency. I think it helped release anything off the heart, so you can just like breathe deeply and receive like I don't think we really have that much time to receive. It's like how many things you might be giving so much and doing so much outside of yourself that's like how much are you actually receiving even within yourself?
And part of that question even alludes to the rituals that we do to um, go move through trauma instead of just talking about it. But right. I want to highlight what you just said because that's something that I'm finding is reoccurring in my conversations with people is recognizing that there isn't even a lot of time given in the way that things have been arranged in life.
Right.
So you have to make time and take your time back. Like I've been hearing that a lot in my conversations, like this self-awareness around like if I genuinely wanted to just give my time with the way that my life is styled, I don't have time. It's not been given to me. So now I have to make an executive decision. To like, do I let go of the things that aren't prioritizing the time that I need for self and et cetera, et cetera. So creative rituals, like we talked about that actually in the last point as far as just painting and other mediums. But I would like to ask specifically, how has music helped you move through trauma instead of just talking about it? I find that my music be a space where I be getting to learn myself a lot more and stuff. I actually have had a trouble with feeling like me being in spaces performing my music even be meaningful. A lot of times people don't want to hear how frustrated or angry I am, but if I put a nice 16 and a beat on it, it's like people pretend that they're listening when they're really entertained by it, and it's like I'm indifferent about that because it's like you ain't want to hear me say that when I was talking to you,
right?
But when I rap it, then it's like, yo, that's so crazy, that's hard, and it's like I've been learning now. There's the difference between this is my therapist actually, which kind of kicked with is like there's a difference between being seen and being served. Ooh. Right? It's like a lot of times we want to be in spaces where, I'm speaking for myself. A lot of times I've wanted to be in spaces where I'd like to be seen and heard, which is important. But at some point you need to be served, right? Like we are in these underserved communities. So it's one thing for you to acknowledge there's drugs in our community. There's advertisement that's negative. There's negative imagery. Like we can see these things, see each other, acknowledge that we aren't those things. But then when do we serve the antidote, the healing, which we're here to do today? Is like what your job and not your job, what your calling in the community is like we do have to actively heal though.
Yeah.
Beyond just being seen. So like what has music done for you in the effort of serving yourself or serving others or serving the need to like move through your traumas, because moving through your traumas is bigger than just talking about them.
I think that goes back to like being about it too. I think I found my way of being about it by ultimately accepting that I didn't have it all together. Like the whole journey has been uncertain and also purposeful. Like the archetype of meaning. I had to create the meaning.
Yeah.
Because I realized that with that John that they be saying like life is meaningless.
Yes, they do say.
I never liked that. Like I never liked it.
The moment you said it, my face was like,
yeah, like ooh. And I was like, I don't like it because it's just like it don't feel like it's adding to the I guess the enthusiasm of what you can create in life. But then when I optimized it or alchemized it, I definitely was like, life is meaningless unless you don't have any meaning.
Right. If you just go your entire life not creating any meaning,
like you don't have no meaning for it, then it's probably gonna be meaningless. And it's like it's gonna be what you make of it. So what meaning you place within life creates life to be meaningful.
Yep.
You know, and it's like I feel like I'm currently living a meaningful life. Not even just from what I've been able to do, but accepting the embodiment of who I am. And I think that alone just been like I feel like you'll take so much energy trying to be somebody else. You'll be so much energy trying to lie to yourself or trying to not like do what is your natural inclination to do. Like it's like resisting. I'm at a point where I just surrendered to the guidance, and I think that's why a part of me accepted that like God is uncertainty. Like a part of the journey can be uncertain because it's like a canvas. We just had a blank canvas, and now we got this whole beautiful thing that we can work with. And it's like we may not still know what we're doing as we doing it, but I'm gonna trust the flow of it as it's cultivating itself. And I think I just acknowledge that within like the journey in itself. Like music has been a journey. Like just like literally just experiencing whatever pain or sorrows or trauma or whatever it can be, and to be about it has been sharing those things, having conversations about those things. Kind of like when you're actively healing, it's not a performative thing. Like it's like I'm not sitting over here sharing my. That's what I had to reframe for myself. Like when I'm sharing my music, I might be in an open mic or I might be in an event, and these other people, some of these people might be in their egos, and some of these people might be, they really are focusing on their performance, which is understandable. Like it is somewhat of a performance at the end of the day, but like to be performative, like to go up there and be one person. Like it's like when you got a different name. To go up there and be one name, and then as soon as you get off stage, you go back to your name, like your given your God given name. It's just like I feel like it feels like a disservice to oneself. Like I feel like I should be the same person when I'm on the stage and when I'm off the stage. Like, and I think that was my reframe to myself. Like, even if I'm in a space, because I feel frequency a lot, feel a lot of vibes a lot, and even if I feel contradicted within myself on sharing, because honestly, that's what I feel like it is. It's just me sharing my gifts, like, and it's meant to be given to others. So I just as much as I give it to myself, but even when it feels like it's hard to go through that, I have to affirm to myself that the purpose. Like I know the deeper purpose, and I know myself more than I've ever had before. So I have to accept and acknowledge that, and regardless of what is energetically going on. So basically, being the thermostat and not the thermometer.
Yo, it's crazy. I can feel it in your vibe when you get on stage. Sometimes you'll like let me know, like, yeah, man, the energies ain't aligned here, but I feel called to still share. Yeah. But even when you get up there, you can still feel it. It feels like something. I want to say something deeper than even intention. It feel like something's being addressed. Like it feels like what I was just saying. We're being served.
Yeah.
It feels like we're being served. Like, you know what I mean? So I definitely see what you're saying. Cause like, that's how I feel. I don't feel like I'm performing.
Right.
Like when I do my work, I genuinely feel like it's in service of what God put in me. Like when you service, a vehicle, it's like God serviced this body with life.
Yeah.
So I have to show up. You know what I mean? So it don't ever really feel like I'm in there to perform for y'all niggas.
Right.
It feel like God said, "Yeah, this is the moment. I need you. I need you to do this." Yeah.
That's literally so like it's a calling. Like that's and honestly that's where my ancestors' calling came from for me. It was like accepting the calling. Like there's going to be times that you might feel like you resistance, like to even doing it, and it's not to say that, you know, it's not to say that that's something that should take over. It's just something that is to be acknowledged. Like I feel this way, I feel these energies in the room, and now I can honestly start to identify with my truth more, so that when you're able to affirm what you're sharing, like it's like I'm sharing something that's bigger than me. I know what this done for me on a personal level. I don't know what it can do for someone in the room. So it's like whether someone else heard it before or whatever the case may be, it's like you may receive something different than when you hear it another time. You know, you might be in a different space in your life to receive it. Because I know for me, it's like even with like heartbreak, Love My Music Soul Child was my song. Until I got my heart broken. Then I was like, turn that damn song off. I'm like, I don't want to hear that song no more. I'm like, dang, like, why don't, hey, that's my favorite song. I'm like, dang, it's not my favorite no more. Then I was like, listening to Neo So Sick. I'm like, oh, I understand this song now. I didn't know what heartbreak was like. I'm like, so sick of I'm like, I surely am.
I definitely go through that phase too, where it's like the sad songs. When I'm in a relationship, I'm like, turn that sad.
Yeah.
I'm in love.
I'm in love.
Yeah. And then when you break up, you be like, turn that sad shit. I need that sad.
The feeling. Like, I'm feeling it now. It's like, yeah, no, the songs hit different. So I know if that can happen to me for my favorite songs and stuff like that, like throwback songs, then I know that can happen for someone like if I'm sharing something, even if I feel like I faulted it. You know, I feel like there was a poem that I even shared at Eclectic Night that I'm like, I didn't think I was gonna share that poem.
Yeah.
Like
it was right on time. Boy, that thing was right on
I
time.
thought that poem was gonna be like, I'm gonna look at this joint the rest because
that was the end of Eclectic Night, so it was like almost like a closing. Like I said, it felt like a service. It sounded like a service announcement, public service announcement.
It felt like a service. And like, and when you acknowledge that your purpose is greater or beyond yourself, you're able to accept that you're sharing your gifts. Like this is not a performative thing. Like, and then you go open up the space for others to communicate about some of those things that you put within your heart. So honestly, I guess I get to ground the answer to the question. I just think that music has been a very transformative part of my life when it comes to like sharing myself more, allowing myself to stand in my truth, and honestly just connecting with something that is bigger. Like when I share music with the elderly, they remind me that music comes from spirit, music comes from God. So it's just like to be able to share something that is of source that can be received in all different types of ways, that can be shared with so many different types of people, you know, like old, young, like all in between, like physical, non-physical, like it can really be shared. It don't even matter if you don't even speak the same language. Like you can receive music and frequency. Same thing with sound healing. Like you can receive the frequency. Like people always come out playing samples outside. They come over like, excuse me, what is this? You know, like when they just like so like they feel compelled to like even ask because they feel it. And it's just like to know that frequency is like one of the biggest languages. Like with no words, like or even with words that can amplify what's already there. Like it's a beautiful journey. I think I just acknowledged all those things within myself as I was doing it. You think you can do this to me?
Right. Yeah, you think you can do this to me?
Oh my God.
All right, so this is the last question, right? And before we, we go down to this last question, right? I do want to give you some room to just talk more about like what's some of the most core values or core morals, because I've been really on this path of morality, lately, like just recognizing like what people's morals are because those are the things that are going to show up, you know, when the resistance is there, when the money show up, like it's people with morals and stuff. You know what I mean? And you know, your values are what keep you rooted in your morals. You know, so without trying to make it too complex or layered, it's like, what are like 2 or 3 morals or values that you have, or if you want to like connect? I'm interested in just seeing inside your mind because we were just off camera talking about the quality of people's character and whatnot. So it's like I want to just align on what our table will be set with as far as morals and values.
Honesty.
I love that. Right?
Vulnerability, because I do believe it's a strength. To actually have the safety to be vulnerable, I think is a really great.
If you don't mind me asking, what I've learned vulnerability to be, because people use this word frequently. Let me make sure. Because I'll be tight if we not. All right, yeah. So, yeah, like vulnerability. I've learned this word. I hear it all the time, right? It's like, from my understanding, vulnerability means talking about things that might be undone or incomplete while they're happening. I used to think vulnerability was the same thing as like self-reflection almost, or like something, another word that can kind of be in that family. I used to tell people things after I had fully like finished getting over it. Like I wouldn't talk about my last girlfriend until I'm like 18 months, 6 months. I'm way over it. Right. Yeah. Versus if you ask me about that relationship 3 weeks after it happened, I even just tell you just like bold-faced lie or just try to make it seem like it's something else, omitting the truth and trying to weave around certain topics. So it's like, what is vulnerability for you? Like when you say that's something that you lay your table out, what is vulnerability to you? Because that's just what I've known it to be.
Honestly, to me, I think it's about being open. So, like, yes, while something is happening, but also being open with sharing your true, honest feelings. Like, no matter how raw it is, like it could be raw anger, it could be sadness. You know, it could just be honestly like, you know, whatever it is that is coming to the forefront, like in your mind. And I think a lot of times we kind of protect our sense of vulnerability because we're trying to, I don't know, you sometimes it can be trying to prove something, or sometimes it could be like trying to protect yourself. Like we feel like you're allowing too much of yourself to be seen, or maybe you feel like you're projecting, you know. But I think like when you're with someone that you feel safe and secure with, that you can just be your full self with, I think vulnerability should come easy. You know, like just being able to like share your truth and be in it together. Like I really think that's because it's like honestly working in the truth will help me be able to help you. Like if you're not able to be vulnerable, then it's like, well, how am I going to be able to know what's going on truly? Like if you're just making it seem like, oh, everything's all right.
You really need $20 whole time. You need 200.
Like, come on, right? It's like, what are we talking about? Like, you gotta allow yourself to be vulnerable, and transparency. I think is a part of vulnerability. It's just like there's some things that you're gonna have to share if you really want to get like true results. If I'm asking you, how can I support you, and you're telling me a part of it and not the full story, then it's like I can't find the best way to nurture you with that. You may not even know that I had a way to support you. Maybe it's not directly from me. Maybe I know someone else that could connect you to what it is that you need, but you would never know because you didn't allow yourself to be vulnerable and share the truth of what really happened, you know? So yeah, and I think it's also just knowing that you have the safety to release emotions, you know, because it's like if you're going through something, I wouldn't feel comfortable with you not like sharing it, you know, or feeling like you wouldn't be able to have the space to share it, like, because it's like I'm empathetic, like I'm feeling what you feel, so it's like if something is harming you, I would want you to feel safe enough to open up and share it, you know. So I think honestly, I think vulnerability is just being more open and honest. It's just like a deeper layer of honesty. Yeah.
So would you say honesty and vulnerability are like, is it 2 separate things or is it levels?
I feel like they can be 2 separate things. Okay. Because of the
I heard you use the word honesty when you were describing vulnerability.
You know, because it's like honestly, honestly,
right.
I don't know. I just feel like it's real. Like truth is where I'm at. Like, truth is where I live. So I can't live in anything other than that. Like, if I'm not able to be honest, then I feel like I'm living a lie. Like, it's just, if I don't have the space to be honest, then I feel like I'm accepting myself to be mediocre, or I'm accepting myself to be like less than. And it's just, I don't, incomplete. Like, I don't feel like I'm able to really be my full self if I'm not able to share truth. So honestly, I just think is how you contribute to your life. Like, if I'm not living an honest life, then I probably have more things going on that's contributing to I feel like my vibe, than actually going to serve me on who I am right now. You know.
Yeah, and I think that's what creates that super vigilant, hyper independent vibe, because like you start closing yourself off to the possibilities and the help around you. Mm-hmm. So then you do create a reality where you always have to do it. Yeah. You create that reality where it won't get done unless you do it, and literally you can't trust anybody. So I can see just from my own growing up, you know, I didn't have like a vicious lack of empathy for myself to the point where I couldn't be vulnerable or honest with people. I think what was the problem that I had, or the challenge I had in developing in that area, was people would weaponize or use my vulnerability or my honesty against me. Mm-hmm. So I used to think that honesty was worthless. I used to think like being vulnerable was, you know, a lie almost. Mm-hmm. I think what I learned, I had a really good conversation with someone in the past, and you know, we were talking about, I was building my honesty up. Mm-hmm. And the problem I used to have with honesty, I was like, man, it don't seem like I get anything for it. You be honest with people and you don't get anything. I was like, you know, you be honest with people and they just be mad at you. They use that shit. Yeah, I was like, I couldn't understand why I would ever desire to be honest with the person. I'm like, man, you might as well just keep things to yourself. At least that way you can tell people what they want to hear to be happier with you. But the problem with that was they expect you to be the person you told them to be all the time now. Yep. So yet they're happier, but when you don't feel like being the person that make them happy, now they're confused. Yeah. And you genuinely betrayed them now. Okay. You're in the wrong. You're right. Because you've given them this person that they believe is going to consistently show up, and that is not who you want to be. You don't want to be that person. I'll speak for myself. I didn't always want to be that person. I wanted to be that person when it felt like I needed to be. But they were like, nah, nigga, this is how you got to show up. This is who you are. Yeah, this is who I believe. Yeah. This is what you said you were. It wasn't that you get a benefit from, I learned, well, at least it's how I was able to start adopting and instructing and incorporating more honesty, integrating it was, it's not that you get a reward for being honest, it's that the cost of lying is much higher. Oh my God. Cost of lying is extremely higher. Right. Honesty might not come with a price or a cost, but it also doesn't come with any rewards or benefits. It's neutral. It's the place where the real work begins, as you just mentioned, right? That's where you can begin to compound what interests you, compound what rewards and serves you, and you know how your environment aligns with your development. Like all that stuff can come from honesty, but it can't. You do it. You try to reap those same benefits from a lie. And you're literally running away from the lie every day. Literally. The lie chase you down like a dog. Like, because it wants to catch up with it. The lie wants to step in front of. The lie wants what you getting. Right. I did all the work. Right. I got you here. I should be getting the Grammy, not you. Right. The lie is what got you through, not the song. Not the song. Yeah. So the lie likes to take up a lot more space, and you spend a lot more time trying to dress it up, and now it's got an appetite, and it lives in your crib, and it makes decisions for you. It's like having a whole, you know what I mean? Yeah, so lying, I just want to share that with the audience, because lying literally becomes like we created our own language around what a curse out means. A lie becomes a spirit. It becomes like a host. Right. Remember we were just talking about this? Oh my God. Covered what he had. Like, we just put it together. It's like, when we talking about that person, what's hosting them is a sense of like a lie of wanting to be a part of something, right? So it's like, instead of doing the work of being honest, right, the work that would require being done from you being honest in these spaces, you'd rather wear a mask so that you could just access these spaces without doing the work. But what's going to happen, as we just mentioned here, is the lie is going to take up so much space. The lie and the mask is going to it's going to require so much maintenance and sustenance. You not never going to be able to show up as yourself.
Right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You paying for a mask.
Yeah. You pay it. You pay for the mask.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a crazy way of looking at it too. Because it's like, dang, that's what I said earlier. I'm like, it's going to take more energy, more time, more effort to make yourself be something you're not. Like, literally to keep providing energy to a mask and not just being in your honest truth is like, you going to have to pay more when that debt start to accrue. When that interest start coming up on that joint, it's like, because what benefits you from lying? At least maybe there's short term, right? Short term, temporary benefits, and it's like they don't last.
That don't align with your spirit.
They don't last. And what happens when you're exposed? What happens when the truth comes out? Like, you have to now make up for everything.
That's super messy, right?
That's crazy. Like, it's like, why put all of this energy into trying to make up for something when you can just start off in your truth? Just be honest. Like, where you're starting is where you're starting, and that's okay. And I think that kind of also grounds that message too. It's really important to speak to yourself in truth, so that way you're able to acknowledge like where you are and where you're headed, the goals that you set for yourself, like, but also just being honest will help contribute to that. Because like, why would I want to contribute to anything outside of myself that's not helping me remember who I truly am or why I'm here, or just like the deeper aspects of oneself. Like, if you're living in a lie, then it's gonna be harder for you to create what you're meant to exist in or co-create, with source. The source don't be lying now. The source be true, clearly. And also I had to go against what you said earlier regarding like truth, like being honest don't reward you, because I do feel like in my personal journey, I feel like I've been rewarded in truth. Like, just like I had to shift my perspective on it though, because at first it's just like, well, damn if you do, damn if you know. If I say the truth, if I say the truth, if you're not ready to receive it, then it's like, oh, there's an argument there. And if I don't share the truth, oh, now I'm enabling or something's happening. Yeah, I'm letting myself down. I'm not being in my actual like spirit. So it's like I had to balance like just accepting like, okay, this is my truth. Like, and sharing my truth more actually I think rewarded me with the gift of authenticity.
Like, and the gift of being able to show up consistently and enjoy yourself.
Literally enjoying myself. It's like I can enjoy myself because I know I'm not lying. I know I have nothing to prove. I have nothing to defend. What you see is what you get, what you experience. It's like I have multiple assets or attributes of myself to experience, but they are all genuinely me. I'm trying to be like this. I'm like, no, this is
like pull this string, trying to kick this.
Don't look behind the curtain. It's like, no, I actually could be like, no, come on, like, you want to see what's going on? Like, I'll show you the light, the shadows, and everything between. This is not just all love and light journey. It's just like I can accept that. I can accept every part of my journey and know that I'm speaking from the truth of my experience. Like, I think that's just like a beauty in itself. And because of that, I've been able to contribute in multiple spaces. So I think it is a reward, like, ultimately. But it's just hard to like see it in the beginning if you've been living the life. Right. Like, how long you been living the life? Well, then that's gonna be how difficult it's gonna be.
How long is it before you see the benefits of the rewards of being truthful?
Okay. Yeah. Until you just obliterate everything and just have a clean slate. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I knew I had that conversation with myself, and I was like, I'm gonna live an honest life. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't like. It started with like family. Like, I'm not gonna lie to my family. What I got a lot of y'all for? Like, if we don't have an honest household, then my temple don't feel like I could be honest with myself. So it's like I'm gonna have to. Basically, maybe the message is for everyone that's watching, if you got to this point, to start to confront and have more confrontational conversations. Like, start to confront your shadows with those you feel like you need to embrace truth with, and start there. Like, because I just feel like something outside of you is making you reflect on something inside of you. So if you got somebody that you need to confront something with, just shift your perspective and, I don't know, do what you need to do. Maybe you need to share a disclaimer, and it just gives the space to be open, be vulnerable, be transparent, and however they receive that is however they receive that. But there's some things that you need to communicate within yourself to really contribute to you living an authentic, honest life. And if you're not feeling comfortable to do that, then that just shows you that there's more work to be done.
I got some fire.
I'll fuck around and be like, come to Pam.
You feel me? Right. It's your monthly practice.
Commercial. Make a commercial. You want a commercial?
So I know exactly what I'm going to ask to finish this off, right? I'm going to use it as a... I'll put it on my joint. So we are both a part of a nonprofit called New Indigo Nation.
Oh, my
right?
God.
And man, I really hope this ages well. Yeah, I really hope this. I do so much shouting out. Like, I really hope this ages well. But I'm mentioning this because we being vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We've both gone through transitions in our lives where things haven't been. They don't sustain themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We outgrow them.
That's true.
So that was why I had to be vulnerable and be like, man, I really hope this ages well.
Oh, that's why you saying that. Oh.
Yeah, I shout out a lot of people that it's like, I don't want to maintain that shot. Actually, I'm going to go back and clip that out on my interview. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, rock like that no more.
No, I feel that.
So I believe that New Indigo Nation is where we've arrived with other individuals who have done the work. You know? So
that's a blessing.
Not to make this about the nation, but to make this more about how we show up and require the standard of what work we've done. I want to ask you, like, how does that look for you when you're using your discernment? Because we've been talking about that recently in our real lives. You know, what is discernment and how do you use discernment to navigate sustaining this version of yourself that is becoming the greatest version of yourself? How does discernment, like, what is that for you?
That is a big old question. Look, it's so big I threw the pain on it. I think the discernment has been a journey in itself. I think my discernment has strengthened because of the pain that I've experienced
Very
with
much
connection.
Yeah.
So I think discernment is I actually feel like I want to look this word up.
I would love that. We do that. This is what we do. We like to look up definitions.
Yeah, I should have looked up some other Johns before. I still can, to be honest.
Right, and I still can.
Okay. Let's see. Let's look.
Yeah, man, because discernment, my teacher told me a long time ago that I had that gift, and you know, I've been mindful of that ever since they said that. I didn't know what that word even was until I had looked it up as well back then, and I'm like, oh, well, I do have this, and I didn't believe in it as much because it almost seemed like damn near a future teller or a mind reader or something. So I was like, this seems like a lot. Like, this seems like more than what I possess. But now I've been growing and I've known that is true.
Then we about to find out. Okay, so we're gonna go through our word map of this episode. So, honest. The definition of this means free of deceit and untruthfulness.
Okay.
Sincere. Then we have vulnerability, the quality or state of being exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed, either physically or emotionally. Now that is interesting. the possibility. And let's go a little deeper than that.
We did highlight that, you know, like that's a potential outcome.
Right. But I said it's interesting that that's in the definition. And then discernment is the ability to judge well.
Very much so.
Yeah. So it's like I definitely think that my journey has been accepting judgment and reframing it, because I think the way that I had my mindset, like, no, you don't judge, like, don't judge others. And I still think that is something pertaining to the ability of someone's character. Like I'm not gonna make assumptions based off of what I see. Like, it's almost like one of the sayings, like, don't judge a book by its cover. It's like I didn't read it. If I didn't take the time to understand you, if I didn't take the time to actually like sit with a quality moment for us to be able to like really, receive each other, then it's like, how can I make a judgment about or a judgment call about someone's
am I spelling discernment right?
ODSCER.
Because my one of my emails had discernment in it.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm spelling this right.
Yes.
Okay.
You're on a good roll.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do it's an aura. Aura. Aura and then ment. M-E-N-T in it. But yeah, I think my discernment has strengthened like the ability to judge, because I was able to experienced some things that were unfavorable, some connections that I no longer serving who I currently am, who I'm evolving into, and was able to see clearly certain values, so I guess certain morals that I don't really align with. One of those things I think we already talked about is like, I think, how would I put it? I'm gonna find the best word. Nah, I guess going back to what we already stated, it's just not being able to receive truth.
Yeah.
Like, and I think if I'm sharing something with you, if you have an understanding of my heart, then you know that I'm sharing this truth for the ability to step into the best version of yourself.
Yep.
And it can be maybe a truth to protect you, or a truth to nurture yourself more. It's like I'm already being mindful of how I'm saying it, like the tone.
Right.
Like,
I love that.
You know,
I came in mindful of that.
Yeah,
right.
like I'm already leading with grace. I'm already coming in with the level of consideration and compassion towards like someone else's energy, but I also want to be mindful of living in my truth. And it's like I I can't feel like I'm lying to someone, especially if I really love you, if I really care for you. I think I'm going to naturally want to share truth. So it's like someone that's not able to receive my truth, um, and kind of like deflect it, weaponize your own vulnerability, or try to use you, just like try to flip it and reverse it. I think kind of tells me a lot more about where they are in themselves to receive truth, and that alone, like, because I know I don't have no hidden intentions with what I'm sharing within the truth, it kind of exposes themselves. Like, okay, well, if you're not able to receive that truth right now, then we have to part ways until we're able to address some of those things. That may be in, some of the shadow work. With, shadow work essentially can just be identified as something that you're working on, within. So I think I'm kind of just accepting that having that ability to judge well is based off the things that I know are not aligned for me, which could simply be like living in an illusionary state.
Yeah, man, because, I love the way you said that, because a lot of what judgment has been given a negative connotation is around what the state, or what the state says is valuable, redeemable, reformable. Like, just the quality of your humanity is generally judged by the state.
Right.
And your humanity is given to you and predisposed within you by God. If that's where your belief system is at, you know what I mean? Like, if you believe in a higher power, God, Allah, the universe, you know what I mean, Jah, like, that's where the judgment or the sense of one's worth and ability to show up consistently in truth for themselves, that's preordained.
Right.
What we do in society is we give that validation or that credibility to the state. Right? And because we've been indoctrinated with westernized, patriarchal, white supremacist Christianity, wow, that's always such a layered complexity, right? We don't listen to Jesus. When Jesus say that the temple is within, the God is within, like, he telling you, you don't got to go to the state to get your blessings.
Right. You need to reaffirm your state of mind.
You feel me?
Like, your body.
Ask questions. Question the state. Question the whole damn thing. But the way we Christianize, or the way we've been Christianized, is the way that Paul in the Bible, right? It deals with a lot of giving that power to the state, allowing the state to judge you and value you and create consequence, and give you freedom and life, death. Essentially, we live in a society that regards the state as more credible and valid than your own self-governance. You don't have self-governance anymore. You've given your governance of self to the state. So when you don't know how to take care of your kids, we're going to come get them. When you don't know how to pay your taxes, we're going to take your property. When you don't know how to show up for the societal rights and privileges we've given you, we'll take your freedom. Right? We determine what's the quality of these things. You just abide. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I just really appreciate you talking about discernment, because that's where a lot of my gift is rooted in, is getting to the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if the truth is, I'm not here to judge it. I'm not here to judge the truth. So if the truth is, you created this system to manipulate people, I'm just acknowledging what it's for. Right? I'm not here to act. I'm not here to do nothing other than say, oh, that system's for manipulating people. Right. I'm not here to do nothing else.
Call out the truth.
Just calling it out. I ain't here to, and
what you do with it.
So to give this a like a groundless message, I've been called to liberate people's minds. That is what my work has been called to do, whether it's still growing, right? To affirm people who are in that messy stage of their journey and give them the tools and team them up with the right people who can help them build something sustainable that they can believe in and be honest and show up truthfully in. Whether that's new ports of news, just humanizing people's images and using creativity to educate and entertain and teach people how to monetize their gift. Or even if that's just me as an artist, as a person showing up saying like, okay, this is who I would like to nurture. This is who I'd like to become. And these are the things that I need to be honest with myself about in order to, start paving that way.
Right.
So I want to end by asking, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us about yourself or anything that we mentioned? If you want to even recap some of the conversation, I'll remind you what we discussed here, right? The first thing we talked about was identity and healing. That's where we started off with the white canvas to give it some, some space. And then we talked about creativity as a medicine, whether that be through music, dance, or any other medium. And then, we freestyle at the end around discernment. So if there's anything you want to recap or acknowledge before we go.
I think the core message I feel right now is maybe just take a moment, close your eyes, and envision a tree. And envision it growing in its own miraculous way. And seeing how its roots have dug so deep into the ground where it's able to build a foundation where it cultivates love, peace, joy, creativity, just the unlimited potential of growth in itself. And seeing how those roots are instilled in that foundation, therefore that everything else above it starts to grow in its own way where it's reaching towards the sun and it's finding its own path and allowing itself to be guided. Whether that's the light, whether that's the night, or just like the aspects of self that is helping cultivate its branches. And as you're envisioning those branches, I ask you to see how they're essentially reaching in different parts of your unlimited potential. So ultimately, they go in multiple directions, and you see how it's still connected to source. So I think ultimately in this vision, you're reminding yourself of the ability to breathe in the tree of life, to acknowledge the seed that you plant, and to also acknowledge the things that you can grow within. I think the branches are really like synonymous of like how we're like reaching to multiple parts of ourselves, and you can call that energy back to you. So you can reach out to multiple parts of yourself and still return to center. And yeah, that's pretty much, breathing into that. I think that's pretty much the grounding message. Like really envision yourself as being the tree of life, and knowing that you have the creative potential to live in your honesty. You have the ability to feel safe and vulnerable. You have the ability to discern what energies are aligned for you. You deserve to be in your truth and deserve to unite your mind, body, and soul so that way you can live in the best version of yourself. Today.
That was so clutch because the issue is literally called roots, branches. You hit that up. That's great. Like that was crazy. Like I had to check it just to make sure.
Yo,
roots before branches. Yeah, like
wait, I really
did that. You did that.
I really didn't even think.
Yeah, you were just flowing. You were just flowing on what you gathered from the. But it really was roots before branches.
Yo.
Yeah. So
roots before branches.
And yes, So that's it, y'all.
Still growing.
Still growing. For all
Wait a minute, show the painting.
Oh yes, I was thinking that in my meditation, and then because you just did so well, I was like, no more. I mean, no more.
They gotta at least get the paint.
Yes. So yeah, I definitely want to show my. Because this is probably the best paint that I've ever. I've never really went crazy like this before. You know what I'm saying? Scoot them up. Get them up there. Because they want that thing to zoom in. You go one at a time. You can give them a theory or an insight around yours.
Insight? We just went into it.
Right. Everything y'all just heard is how this became. Right. We really would have just ran back with the conversation.
I'm like, boom, the roots, the twine, the branches. I'm like,
yes. And y'all see the honesty, the discernment, right? The trust. And I know you said a circle, but I was like, the image in my mind is always a pyramid. Foundation at the bottom, and you know what I mean? Infinite ability at the top, infinite reach at the, you know what I mean? So I even gave mine a little volcano. Yeah, I seen it. You first started doing it. Unlimited. Go. Abundance. Okay, and hop abundance. No, this is amazing. No, wow. See, that's what Painting with a Purpose does. Yo, you want to catch Sheen once a month, and get your Painting with a Purpose. Okay. You hear me? Because that's how I came that day. You said trust. Oh my God. I'm getting there. Yo, we really got a new piece. So now I hope that every time you see the joint, you just. Oh, it's going in the crib. Yeah, tell me with like, when we gonna put something on the wall? Don't never say you don't got to say whatever. So today I'm a painter. I need to start getting me some canvases, and because I've seen you refine the portal that you have here. Yeah. You've been refining this for years. So now that I'm like, yo, it's crazy. No, it's getting crazy though. Because I remember when I first started drawing, bro, or painting, all I would do is color blending. That's what I felt called to do. Wow. Yeah. But I felt like, I'm not an illustrator. I'm not like this. I'm not like that. So when you started doing painting, I'm like, this reminds me of where I was at. And I just thought that like that was just a beginner level, I guess, entry level. But now I'm starting to say, I'm like, no, man, you can refine any style method of painting. Literally. Like you can refine. I've seen this style be refined within you. So I'm going to refine my pyramid. And you can refine everything. Like that's the whole part I was saying about the branches reaching out to creative potential, like unlimited creative potential. You can create not only just your reality, but you can create a new perspective. You can create a new thought. You can create a new level of connection. Like, like there's just so many things that you can like create out of it. So when you see something like a blank canvas, it's like you should just be excited to think that you can like put anything on there and refine it. Like you're being sharpened. And then the day, like every time you're doing something, like I'm getting better each time. Like I would have never known that I would have been painting for real. I think that on the last show we was like, I'm like, yo, I'm surprised I'm here. And then I look back and be like, dang, I'm surprised by my own stuff. Like that's 5 years old. But it's also very inspiring to see like others want to create, from their own source. And see what's going on. And it's like I can share a little guideline, a little something, and it's like boom, it's your own gun at the end of the day. Like what made you want to do these colors? Like you just Rastafari. Start calling. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what really ground me. So I know that could be my medium, is I'm gonna, edify that within my work. Sure. Come on now. You think the job. Shout out, thank you for having me here. Thank you, and then shout out to the space once again. What's the name of the space again? Bari Boutique. Bari Boutique. It's Bari Boutique. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way it's spelled. But for those who not as eclectic and divine as us, Bari Boutique. Yeah. I'm so thankful. Yeah, thank you for just sharing the space once again, opening up another authentic space of conversation. Exactly. It's just. So no more you can't really ask for. So we're going to use our discernment and lock the doors. Okay. I'm like doors. Yeah.